Here's your wrestling news for February 9th, 2026. Your headlines for today include breaking: Bron Breakker undergoes surgery, WrestleMania 42 status in jeopardy. Chelsea Green sparks concern after SmackDown fall, update emerges. AAA crowd turns on El Grande Americano with loud "Get Out" chants. WrestleMania 42 Watchalongs in Las Vegas facing Shutdown. What really happened to Montez Ford? Bad Bunny's WWE return status revealed. Is Kayla Braxton quietly exploring an AEW role? Tony Khan provides major update on Will Ospreay's return, and more. There's never a convenient time to go under the knife, but WrestleMania season is about as difficult as it gets for a WWE superstar. Bron Breakker may not have won the 2026 Men's Royal Rumble as many predicted, but he was still expected to have a major role at WrestleMania 42. Now, a new report shed light on why his momentum suddenly cooled. According to Dave Meltzer of the Wrestling Observer, Breakker recently underwent surgery to repair what was described as a serious hernia. While any surgery is concerning, the timing may not completely derail his WrestleMania plans. The typical recovery window for hernia surgery ranges from 4 to 6 weeks. If Breakker lands closer to the shorter end of that timeline, he could still be medically cleared ahead of April. The report also helps explain how he was booked at the Royal Rumble. Breakker entered at number 2, was immediately attacked by a masked mystery man, and eliminated within seconds. Days later on Raw, he was written off television after an on-screen confrontation with Raw general manager Adam Pearce led to him being sent home. Given the injury, the quick exit now appears less like a creative swerve and more like necessary damage control. The working belief is that Breakker is still slated to face Seth Rollins at WrestleMania weekend, assuming Rollins is cleared in time himself. Rollins has been sidelined since suffering a torn rotator cuff during his match with Cody Rhodes at Crown Jewel in October. WWE Creative is reportedly optimistic about his return timeline. If both men are medically cleared, the match could still move forward as planned. However, with both recovering from surgery, it's possible fans won't see much physical interaction or even a full promo exchange during the build. WrestleMania season always comes with unpredictability. The question now is simple: will both men make it to Las Vegas in full strength, or will WWE be forced to pivot once again? Advertised for the February 7th episode of AAA on Fox was a World Mixed Tag Team Championship match, with Ethan Page and Chelsea Green scheduled to defend their titles against the team of Lola Vice and Mystery Iguana. In the lead-up to the bout, Page FaceTimed Green, who revealed she couldn't compete, showing her foot in a walking boot. La Hedra then stepped into frame and volunteered to replace Green as Page's partner. On commentary, Corey Graves noted that Green suffered the injury during the February 6th episode of Friday Night SmackDown in her Elimination Chamber qualifying match. Unfortunately for Green, Page and La Hedra dropped the AAA World Mixed Tag Team titles, thanks in part to interference from La Yeska. Green later took to social media, posting a photo of her foot in the walking boot and expressing frustration over AAA allowing the match to proceed without her. The audacity of AAA to throw Ethan Page into a match like that after I almost ended my career on SmackDown last night from a near-fatal fall. Ethan, we need to talk. Bryan Alvarez addressed the situation in the Wrestling Observer Daily Update and clarified that the injury is not as serious as it initially appeared. Chelsea Green's ankle injury was a bruise and not a break, and while she did miss last night's AAA show where she and Ethan Page lost the mixed tag team titles, Lola Vice and Mystery Iguana are the new champions, I don't expect her out for too much time. That clarification shifts the narrative significantly. Rather than a long-term absence that could impact WrestleMania plans, Green's injury now appears to be a short-term issue with no structural damage reported. While neither WWE nor Green has officially confirmed how the injury occurred, she did hit a high-risk coast-to-coast dropkick during her SmackDown match. That spot may have played a role. As of now, there is no official timeline, but the expectation is that Green will not be sidelined long. Enjoying the video? A quick like goes a long way in helping us grow and deliver more wrestling news you care about. Chad Gable has officially taken the El Grande Americano rivalry international, and it's now creating very different reactions depending on the country. After bringing back the original El Grande Americano persona at the Royal Rumble to confront Ludwig Kaiser's version of the character, the feud is now spilled into AAA territory. Kaiser's El Grande Americano was originally scheduled to compete in a Rey de Reyes 4-way qualifier in Lucha Libre AAA Worldwide, with the winner earning a future shot at the AAA Mega Championship. But before the match could begin, chaos broke out backstage. Dominic Mysterio was seen speaking with the masked Kaiser, and moments after Dom walked away, the original struck. Gable ambushed Kaiser, handcuffed him to a post, and stole his place in the qualifier, inserting himself into the match in dramatic fashion. However, the reaction in Mexico told a completely different story. When Gable made his entrance in AAA as the original, the crowd erupted with loud boos and chants of "Get Out," a stark contrast to the reception the character had previously received in the United States. In Mexico, Kaiser's El Grande Americano has been embraced as a babyface, while Gable's version is being rejected outright. That shift in crowd dynamic has only fueled speculation about where this is heading. Many fans believe the most logical endgame is a mask versus mask showdown at WrestleMania, a stipulation that would instantly raise the stakes and give the storyline real consequence. Some even argue that Gable losing and unmasking could serve as a character reset, allowing him to move forward simply as Chad Gable and close the chapter on a character that has divided audiences. Would you book this toward a mask versus mask match at Triplemania, or should WWE pivot before it goes that far? WrestleMania week in Las Vegas may look very different this year, and not in the way fans or talent anticipated. According to Fightful Select, multiple Las Vegas venues have been informed that they will not be permitted to broadcast WrestleMania locally, even if they are willing to pay the standard commercial licensing fee. The restriction reportedly applies to establishments within a 50-mile radius of the event and is believed to be part of a strategy designed to maximize live ticket sales for the stadium show. If enforced, the policy would disrupt a long-standing WrestleMania week tradition. Each year, wrestlers and personalities host watchalongs at bars, restaurants, and event spaces throughout the host city. These gatherings typically benefit all parties involved. Fans gain direct access to talent, performers earn additional income, and local businesses capitalize on increased tourism and foot traffic. One source familiar to the situation questioned the approach, noting that bringing WrestleMania to Las Vegas was widely viewed as a move to stimulate citywide economic activity, not limit it. The reported restriction is already creating complications. Fightful states that several wrestlers have agreements in place to host watch parties in Las Vegas, agreements that could now collapse if venues are barred from airing the event. A representative from one venue also expressed concern about potential long-term implications, particularly for locations that regularly host combat sports broadcasts, such as UFC events. If implemented across the board, the policy could significantly reshape the atmosphere of WrestleMania weekend, reducing public viewing events, limiting fan access opportunities, and altering one of the most social aspects of the annual celebration outside the stadium itself. As of now, WWE has not publicly commented on the reported restriction. Montez Ford didn't need a televised return to get people talking. One moment at an NXT live event was enough. After the Street Profits popped up at a recent NXT live show in Nashville, a short clip of Ford quickly made the rounds and sent his name trending. It wasn't about a match result or a surprise storyline twist, it was simply Ford reacting to the crowd while trying to remove his entrance jacket on the ring apron. In the now viral clip, Ford struggles to pull the ring jacket off, turns towards the crowd, and shouts the line that instantly caught fire on social media, "I got my weight up!" That single line sparked a wave of reposts, memes, and comparisons to his earlier Big Tez days, with fans buzzing about his noticeably bulked up physique. The Street Profits haven't appeared on WWE television since early fall. Their last SmackDown match took place on October 10th when they lost to the Wyatt Six during the group's tag title run. Their most recent televised appearance overall was a win over Los Garza on the October 30th episode of Main Event. Back in January, the Wrestling Observer newsletter reported that both Ford and Dawkins were healthy and that WWE had intentionally kept them off TV in order to freshen up the team. As of now, there's no official word on when the Street Profits will return to WWE programming or whether their recent NXT appearance signals something bigger on the horizon. Bad Bunny didn't just steal the spotlight at Super Bowl 60, he may have broken the internet while doing it. The global music icon delivered one of the most talked about halftime performances in recent memory, and as soon as the show wrapped, fans flooded social media to react. That surge may have been too much for the platform to handle. Users reported blank timelines, failed refreshes, and feeds that simply wouldn't load while trying to scroll through live reactions. There was no immediate official explanation from Twitter, but the timing was impossible to ignore. The traffic spike coincided directly with the avalanche of posts surrounding Bad Bunny's performance, which dominated trending topics within minutes. But while the music world was buzzing, wrestling fans were listening for something else entirely. According to Bryan Alvarez on Wrestling Observer Live, Bad Bunny is expected to return to WWE, and that return is said to be happening sooner rather than later. That's a major development considering the history between WWE and the Grammy-winning superstar. Bad Bunny has already proven he's more than a celebrity cameo. From WrestleMania show stealers to his unforgettable performance in Puerto Rico, he's consistently delivered when stepping inside a WWE ring. The timing also lines up. His Debe Triar Mas Fotos World Tour is reportedly on pause from March 2nd through the end of May, a window that conveniently covers WrestleMania 42 season in Las Vegas. If the report holds true, WWE could once again tap into one of the biggest crossover stars in entertainment at the peak of Mania season. And after a Super Bowl halftime show that reportedly overwhelmed social media traffic, there's no doubt Bad Bunny still moves the needle on a global scale. New York Giants running back Cam Skattebo isn't closing the door on a future inside the squared circle. In fact, he says it's very much on the table. According to TMZ Sports, Skattebo admitted once his football career is over, WWE is something he'd seriously consider. There's a chance. I mean, I feel like I'm a pretty good actor, so there's a chance there. There's a chance on stream. There are a bunch of chances I feel like I could do something outside of football when I'm done playing. I'm not too sure where I'm going to go with that, but WWE is definitely an option. When asked about his confidence level in a wrestling environment, Skattebo didn't hesitate. Oh yeah, absolutely. Growing up, I watched it, and I had an older brother who was bigger than me, so his reach was always longer, so I was never able to punch him. Skattebo already has a taste of WWE television. He made a surprise appearance on Monday Night Raw on November 17, 2025 at Madison Square Garden. Sitting alongside fellow Giants players and comedian Andrew Schultz, Skattebo ended up in the middle of the action after the Judgment Day lost their match. When Finn Balor, JD McDonough, and Dominic Mysterio approached the group, Skattebo shoved McDonough to the floor, sparking a brief scuffle that sent the Madison Square Garden crowd into a frenzy. According to WrestleVotes, the segment became the top topic on ESPN New York and WFAN the following day. A WWE source reportedly said the company was pleased with the angle and the buzz it generated. For now, Skattebo's focus remains on the NFL grind, but if his football journey eventually transitions into sports entertainment, he's already shown he can handle the spotlight. Would you like to see Cam Skattebo make a full-time jump to WWE one day, or should he stick strictly to football? Kayla Braxton is setting the record straight after being accused of trying to land a job with AEW, something she says is simply not true. It all started when she called out wrestling agent Nick Lopicolo for ghosting her after she left the company. But her criticism didn't sit well with everyone. One Twitter user claimed that Braxton was constantly begging Renee Paquette and Michael Mansory for a job while conveniently leaving out the possibility that she had also been ghosted by Vince McMahon and Kevin Dunn. The implication? That Braxton was trying to cozy up to AEW while avoiding the real reasons for her WWE exit. Notice that old Kayla Braxton doesn't mention Vince and Kevin Dunn ghosting her or the WWE dumping her, but she clearly saw this as an opportunity to ingratiate herself to AEW, and I'm sure she is constantly begging Renee and Michael Mansory for a job, the tweet read. Rather than ignore the accusation, Braxton fired back on February 7th with a direct reply, denying that she had tried to pursue AEW or any other wrestling company for that matter. Interesting theory, Jersey Joe. Incorrect, but creative, she wrote. I left WWE by choice after 8 years, on good terms, no ghosting, no bad blood. And since we're clearing things up, I've never pursued AEW or any other wrestling company. Hope that helps. Her tweet comes just days after she publicly called out Nick Lopicolo, alleging that he used her WWE connections to sign talent and then completely ghosted her when she needed help after leaving the company. Since parting ways with WWE in June 2024, Braxton has kept a lower profile, taking on non-wrestling media projects and staying largely out of the wrestling business. AEW President Tony Khan has provided a positive update on Will Ospreay following concerns about the severity of his neck injury. Speaking to Unlikely, Khan confirmed that Ospreay is recovering well and is expecting to return to the ring in 2026. He's doing better and I'm very grateful. I was just talking to him on my way over here. Will Ospreay is recovering from serious neck injuries, and I'm grateful that he's in AEW and he will be back in 2026. I can't say exactly when, but I can tell you that in 2026 he will be back, and we're so excited to have him here. While Khan stopped short of providing a specific timetable, the key takeaway is clear: Ospreay is on the mend, and AEW is confident he'll be back this year. For fans who have been waiting for updates, this confirmation offers reassurance that one of AEW's top in-ring performers is not only recovering, but firmly in the company's future plans in 2026. Don't miss our next video coming at 5:30 p.m. Eastern with all the latest wrestling updates. Smash that bell icon and select all notifications so you're always in the loop.